So this part of the margin lesson, we're going to take a look at a little trick question that commonly gets asked in the practice questions from either Kaplan or STC and usually trips up most of my students. So I thought it'd be good to just walk through this one. This is going to visit what's the difference between a required deposit and the Regulation T margin requirement. So let's take a look. Samson wants to buy 100 shares of DEF at $70 per share in his long margin account. He just received a coupon payment for $500 from a bond he owns. What is his Regulation T margin requirement? Okay, so what's important here to notice is first what they're asking in the question. So anytime you're answering any question, whether it's on the Series 7 or any test that you're taking, you want to be absolutely clear on what the question is. So the question is asking, what is his Regulation T margin requirement? So notice that they just want to know what is the margin requirement he has to put up according to the rules. They're not asking what he has to deposit, how much cash he has to use. They're just asking, what is the rule? And so to go back to the rule, remember that when you're investing a certain amount of money, if it's over $4,000, you have to put up 50%. So here we see 100 shares at $70 a piece. So that's $7,000 investment. So the rule is that he has to put up $3,500. Even though here they're saying he just received a coupon for $500 from a bond he owns, that doesn't matter. That may matter for the deposit, but it doesn't matter for what the rules say. The rules say he needs to deposit $3,500. And that's exactly what they're asking. What is the Regulation T margin requirement? So the margin requirement is $3,500. Now let's take a look at the same question, or the same scenario, but with a different question. Now we ask, what is his required deposit? Or what is he required to deposit? So this changes up the question, because here we remember from the last question, his required deposit is, or his Regulation T margin requirement is $3,500, but his account just received $500 from a bond that he owns separately. So because he received the $500, he's only required to deposit $3,000 to get it up to $3,500 to meet his Regulation T margin requirement. So you'll see the difference there in what is he required to deposit versus what's the Reg T margin requirement. So here the coupon does matter, and here it doesn't matter. So just notice the difference. One is what's the actual regulation state, and then one is what is he actually required to deposit in order to meet the regulation.